Hey guys, welcome to Star Wars Timeline. Today I'm reviewing X-Wing, a Star Wars fan film. It's a passion project that has been in the making for 4 years, and I completely missed out on it. It released on May 24th of 2022, and as of this video's recording, it already has over 1 million views. So I definitely decided to check it out and review it for you guys. Before we get into the discussion, let me give out the quick credits to the creators. It's directed by Christopher Parks at Noble Engines. I'll drop the link to his YouTube channel down below so you guys can go check it out and support him. It is starring Keith Cherry and Christopher Parks' voice talents for Wraith 1 and Wraith 2 pilots that we hear in this short. And the music is done by John Williams. It looks like they got permission from Lucasfilm to actually use official Star Wars music, which was actually quite surprising. And it's based on the X-Wing video games and the novels by Michael Stackpole, specifically the Critter Trap book, which I actually read and reviewed for you guys quite recently. So let me begin with the visual aesthetic. I gotta say, if there's one thing that completely captured me was the visual style of it. Everything from the lighting and the color temperatures and the way that the ships are designed. I understand they actually modeled the ships from scratch. You see Mon Calamari cruisers, you see the signature Imperial Star Destroyers, of course, X-Wings and TIE Fighters. Everything looks legit, absolutely convincing. I actually was confused for a little bit. You know, when we get the first glance at the pilots, I thought that those were real live actors put inside of 3D model ships and they kind of like manipulate the montage that way. No, it is actually all done in 3D. I was completely blown away, and it took me half through the film to actually realize, hold on, these are not real actors, those are models. So the visual aesthetic is absolutely fantastic in this short. Now the action, the camera angles, guys. I loved how they zoom in and out of the cockpits when the pilots relay vital information. It was a little bit, tiny bit overdone. It's just a minor nitpick there. Like, they didn't need to zoom in with the camera every single time, but it's just such a sweet visual effect that I guess they got a little bit infatuated with it and they used it as much as possible, but not every time, of course. And I loved how the camera work follows the action so easily, and you feel like you're piloting these X-Wings along with the pilots, just like the Avatar. If you saw the original James Cameron Avatar film in 3D theaters and you put those glasses on, you felt like you're flying with those dragons. Same exact effect here. Every time the X-Wings are dodging and weaving or they're diving towards the planet's surface, oh man, it has just such a kinetic feel to it. It's almost watching like Iron Man flying for the first time. I absolutely loved the camera work. I loved the action and the actual tactics behind it. The sound design, I can't stress how important it is to cinema, whether it's a short film or a full-length feature, because the sound informs you about what's happening on the screen. It's literally half the picture. If you don't have good sound design, it severely hampers your experience, whether you're watching a short film or maybe even playing a video game. It's vital. It's very important. And I gotta say, the guys knocked it out of the park here, man. Every explosion, you feel it. You hear blaster fire or cockpit voice filters they put. It really puts you in this experience like, oh man, these are real pilots talking. It's not always clear what the pilot is saying because they obviously have those masks on. When one of the X-Wings gets barraged by enemy fire and you hear like electric discharge and his shields are like on the verge of collapsing, that electricity going through the cockpit, very, very convincing sound effect. And the engines roaring, once again, giving that very visceral feel and the power of the X-Wing fighters. Just amazing, amazing stuff. And as I mentioned earlier, it looks like they describe in the video how this was all done. And they use Blender software to render the 3D assets and models in this. And I gotta say, everything from the visual effects to reflective surfaces also add a lot of flair to the 3D modeling. So it's not just very detailed ship designs. All the visual effects that are minor, small little key things that you don't necessarily look for, but they give you that added layer of realism. You see like scratches on the burns on the ship bodies or the cockpits or even the fighter helmets. When you look at them, they look very weathered, a very signature style that we see in Star Wars. All of the instrumentation that you see, it has just a very kind of analog feel to it. And once again, not at any point I could look and say, "While this looks fake, this looks digital." It looked like I'm watching a real movie, guys. So at the end of it, I think the sweetest spot in this film was the ending. Obviously, it's very light on the story. It's only 5 minutes long. But once again, you understand what is happening here. What are these fighters fighting for? They're taking over Coruscant. And I didn't read the video description. I said, you know what, let me just watch this short first, and then I'll see the details of it, and I'll go into it and review it. Automatically, towards the end of this short, when we see the Imperial Superstar Destroyer rising from the planet, I knew, okay. So it is actually based on the legendary X-Wing video games and the novels, because it is no other ship than Lusankia, the famous Superstar Destroyer commanded by Yisan Izar, the director of Imperial Intelligence. And again, it's such an added bonus, and you could feel heart and passion put in every second of this animated film. So to give it a final score, of course I'm giving it a 4 out of 4. The sole reason of me doing this review is actually just to throw it out there for you guys, for my audience, for anyone who's like myself who completely missed out on it, just to please stop everything you're doing. Spend the 5 minutes of your life watching this short. Believe me, guys, you will not regret it. And go out there and support the Christopher Parks and everybody who was involved with making this film. It's brilliant work. And I think from this day forward, I'm going to actually look at more short fan films and review them for you guys. If you enjoyed it, thank you so much, guys. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll bring more cool content to you guys soon. Take care, everybody.